Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Shipyards. I'm Commander Exorcist. Welcome to another episode of the After Action Report, my weekly show where I go over the news and highlights happening in the Space Engineers universe. Before we get started, if you enjoy the content I create on this channel, then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that notifications are turned on so that you don't miss any of my Space Engineers updates. Let's see what's going on out there. There were no blocks released for Space Engineers 2 this week, and the developer blog from Merrick Rosa was a surprise because Keen Software House had been engaged in its annual company meetup throughout the week. While we did not get drops for Space Engineers, and news was rather light, we were treated to a tease of a can of delicious Clang juice, courtesy of the community team during the meetup. I assume Clang juice is like regular orange juice, but it tries to punch you in the face every time you drink it. The Keen community management team returned to streaming last week with a 2-hour spotlight session led by senior community manager Zockley. In the live stream, Zoc recapped news from the past 2 weeks since Keen had missed a live stream the week before. The planetary generator and foliage libraries were covered, along with recent previews of a brand new water foam effect being tested in early VS2 builds. It's important to emphasize that the water foam effect is in early stages of testing, and additional effects will be layered on top of it to make the water spillage more realistic. The surprise dev blog from Merrick was the result of some newly released renders from Space Engineers 2, and what appears to have been a very productive company meetup. According to the blog, much of the Keen team work remotely in locations around the world, and the annual meetup is an opportunity to gather together to discuss plans, goals, and to simply catch up on life outside of the daily grind. Along with a brief expose on the developers gathering in a massive vineyard complex in the Czech Republic, whose name I'm convinced I cannot properly pronounce just yet, that is home to both Keen Software House and Good AI, Merrick showcased beautiful HD renders from planetary tech in Space Engineers 2, along with a brief YouTube video demonstrating work on rolling shadows. We've seen varying examples of this technology over the past few months in different states of completion, but as we move into the summer months and approach the release of modding in VS 1.5, with VS 2 sure to follow shortly thereafter, it's exciting to see the different components of the planetary tech coming together. There will be a link in the description to Merrick's blog if you want to read more about the company meetup, along with a link to the official website for Keen's stunningly beautiful vineyard headquarters. As of today, there are just 2 weeks left in Keen's Fieldwork Laboratory Bunker competition. If you haven't started working on your entry, then now is a perfect time to do it. I covered this competition in an episode of the report 2 weeks ago, but the bottom line is that Keen wants to see engineers build the ultimate scientific bunker. Let your imagination go wild, but there are some minor restrictions, such as no mods, and it must be a functional lab where researchers would, theoretically, want to live and work. You'll find a link in the description below to the official contest website with detailed rules and instructions on how to build and submit the science layer of your dreams. And one final note for today's show, I'm looking to branch out the type of Space Engineers news that I cover in these episodes. Specifically, I would like to highlight any events coming up that the general Space Engineers community might be interested in hearing about. If you're managing such an event or would like to share, then please send me a message to hotline@commanderexorcist.tv. Don't send attachments because I won't open them. Instead, provide me a brief synopsis of the event and a link to any event pages where I can learn more. I look forward to hearing from you. What blocks are you looking forward to in Space Engineers 2? Would you love to get your hands on a real-world can of Clang juice? And are you a community guru with news to share to the hotline? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be back next week with more Space Engineers. Until then, I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you.